Hello. Hello to you too. Good morning. Hello. Hello, darling. Oh dear, beautiful, beautiful day. Lovely. We had some snow and now it's calm. Okay, shortish video really. Somebody asked, how do I manage to bimble when I've got osteoarthritis? And really that's on the back of another comment, not a nasty comment at all. Somebody just said, how did you manage all those steps at Crouch Tower with your bad legs? Yeah, well I do have bad legs, I have bad ankles, I have a bad back. That's the way it is. How do I manage? Well, to state the obvious, you know, I look after myself as much as possible. I knew that I was going to go to Crouch Tower. I thought it actually was going to be the day before and then the weather wasn't very good. But what I did prior to that, for 2 days, I didn't do very much at all. So no real exercises as such, but I did do some stretching and I did some yoga, same as I do every single day. I didn't overdo the sessions at all. So I felt pretty good, and it's just a matter of thinking, am I okay today on that particular day? We have blue skies and sunshine, as you know. I chose when to take my meds, so I took them at the appropriate time, the correct time, because the journey wasn't too long, but I worked out roughly how long the journey would be, then the climb. So I took the meds about 35 minutes or so before I'd start climbing, and that was my second lot of meds of the day. So by then I'm feeling quite warm, quite relaxed, my muscles are moving and stuff like that. I have a bit of backache today, and my left ankle isn't very great at the moment today. So if I was to choose to do that today, I probably, if I'm honest, I probably would put it off till tomorrow. Having said that, if I took the meds at the correct time and did some more yoga and what have you, then maybe today would be a good day. It's a beautiful day and really I should be out and about. But I am resting my back today and I'm resting my ankle today. Just because the weather's lovely, it doesn't mean that I'm out every single day, because I'm certainly not. You know, I do struggle sometimes. Now, osteoarthritis is what I've got, if I didn't say that. Which most people are fully aware anyway. That's why I've moved into bricks, because I just found living in the motorhome I found it difficult. I was putting a lot of stress on myself, a lot of additional stress, extra stress that perhaps I didn't really need, you know. Excuse me. Cheers. So that is why I moved into bricks. Now, osteoarthritis, if you don't know, it's a degenerative, whatever, people call it an illness, a disease or a condition, so it's up to you, you take your pick. Yes, it's degenerative, in other words it can only get worse, it can't get any better. However, we have good days and bad days, and going back to Crouch Tower, that was one of my good days, you know. I would say that my health has improved a bit since living in bricks, although I've only been here 20 days, is it? Something like that. Not even a month, but yeah, it seems to have improved a bit, which is good. But then, on the whole, my health has been pretty good this winter as opposed to last winter. Last winter you would have seen me on a stick, you would have seen me struggling if you was parked up with me, and those that were know what I'm on about. I struggled on, not just this winter now, but the following winter, you know, I really did struggle on. But you know, whatever, it's a much of a muchness, isn't it really? No, there's an odd thing, and that's acceptance, right? And it's not, when you accept your limitations, it's not about giving up, it's not about, you know, being a bit pissed off and throwing all your cards on the table and saying, oh well, that's me, I'm done, you know. It's not about that whatsoever. It's actually quite positive and quite empowering when you say, okay, I've got limitations, I can no longer do this, and accept it as fact. You know, don't just give in to it and try and try and try and try, but there does come a time when you think, okay, I can't do that. Now, if you could have a race, right, you, now, if you're 50 or whatever, and you're 16 or 18, 20-year-old self, line you both up and just run for a couple hundred metres, you know, and just see the difference in that younger man or younger woman, whatever you are. You know, clearly you can't do that. However, at your age, at 40, 50, 60, whatever you are, maybe your pleasure comes from reading, and maybe your 18-year-old self couldn't do that, or didn't do that, or wasn't capable of doing that, I don't know. Maybe it comes from art or poetry or photography. Maybe you set your life up so that it's very gentle and peaceful. And that's what I mean about being positive and empowering. You know, I do things now, I have a very good life and I enjoy my life, you know, but I have a good life on my terms in a different way. Certainly not what the 20-year-old bride would have lived. And the 20-year-old bride would have looked forward and thought, my God, you know, at me now. Because I could run, I could walk, I could jump edges or whatever, you know, whatever. I could do all sorts. And now, yeah, I do struggle, of course I do. But that's brought new things into me. So a level of acceptance and to know your limitations actually isn't a bad thing. If you don't accept that you've got limitations in life, if you can't accept that, then you're down on yourself all the time, thinking, oh, I used to be able to do this and now I can't. I don't think like that. I know that I used to do that. I know that I can't do it, but then I know what I've got in place and I know what I can do now and what I'm comfortable with doing now, you know. And currently, it's fantastic. Currently, we can still get out and about. I can still drive, you know, especially on my better days. I can bimble around, especially on my better days. So it's all down to my health. I go up, I go down, I go up, I go down. That's kind of the nature of the beast. But all in all, life is good and good gets better. And it's up to us to adapt, to know our limitations, to accept our limitations, and in some regards actually to embrace those limitations and see what else comes in their place, what new comes into you. And the older you get, you find that you don't need to go running, you don't need to lift big weights, you've got nothing to prove to anybody, so you live your life your way, your terms, and it's nice because you find what fits you. Take care and be well.